What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, back at with another video, and this time we're gonna be doing our NFL power rankings. Going by to see where I'm going from as worst to first. So before I get to the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to always comment down your opinion below to see who's gonna be the worst team or best team in the league. So anyways, we're gonna get started. So I have the team that have one of the worst teams is going to be the Houston Texans. And the reason why is that, it's just because Deshaun Watson, he's not going to be playing this game. He makes or breaks this franchise. I don't really know who's going to be the Texans quarterback. Whether it's going to be whether it's going to be Tyrod Taylor or Davis Mills, which I don't really know. And plus, their roster is probably going to be one of the worst, which, they're going to be I feel like that they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league in 2021 and one of the top picks in the draft. Alright, so the next team who I have at 31 is the Detroit Lions. And the reason why is that, the Lions have lost their franchise quarterback in Matthew Stafford. That really, hurts their team a little bit. Now, this is a team who lacks a lot of talent and a lot of depth. Yeah. And also, I kind of feel like the Lions, they have Jared Goff. I'm not a Jared Goff guy. I feel the Lions are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this coming season. They also have a new head coach. Trust. And also, they don't have a lot of studs on defense and a lot of studs on offense. They don't really have a lot of playmakers. TJ Hawkinson, is a solid tight end. But your receiving core, you downgraded it. And it's like one of the worst. Which I don't really think the Lions are going to be good this year. But I see them as one of the worst teams in the league and have one of the top picks in the draft. So, yeah. Alright, next at 30, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. And the reason why is that, I kind of feel like the Philadelphia Eagles, I kind of feel like they could be like the third worst team. But you know what? I kind of feel like the Eagles kind of feel like an average team. Picking up a wide receiver in the draft, yeah, but the defense, is good, but it doesn't really play well. Their edge rushers and corners, they're good, but not like special. So yeah, and the Eagles are trying to figure out rather if Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy. But I know they have a new head coach, so yeah. That's why I have the Eagles at 30. At 29, I have the New York Jets. And the reason why is that, the Jets, have a new quarterback and Zach Wilson. They're going to be doing a lot of learning curve. Now, I feel like the Jets' defense did improve. They improved at the linebacking position. The offensive line improved in the draft by getting Elijah Tucker, getting Elijah Moore, and also getting Corey Davis in free agency. Chris Herndon is a solid tight end. But you know what? I think the Jets did improve their receiving core a little bit. But is Corey Davis a true fixed receiving core? Nah, I don't really think so. But I kind of feel like Robert Saleh is scheming things up defensively. But I feel like the future is bright for the Jets, but that don't really mean the present. So that's why I have the Jets at 29. At number 28, I have the Atlanta Falcons. And the reason why is that, I kind of feel like the Falcons, I kind of feel like that, they're kind of like another average team. And I don't see the Falcons being as good. Trust me. The defense, it still stinks. Your offense is still good. Calvin Ridley is a good player. Kyle Pitts, you got in the draft. You lost Julio Jones. And I kind of feel like your offense gets worse. But I kind of feel like Matt Ryan can still be a top 5 or top 7 quarterback. But you know what? I kind of feel like Matt Ryan. But you feel like the Falcons, I like their upgrade head coaching staff in with Arthur Smith and Dean Pease. That was a huge upgrade. But you know what? I still think the Falcons need to at least take a step back before they can get back to the playoffs. At 27, I have the Raiders. And the reason why is that, I just don't think the Raiders are good. I mean, they did improve their defense a little bit. I mean, they're making really good moves defensively. I mean, the offensive line still stinks. Your wide receiving core, you lost. No. Your receiving core is not as great. I mean, outside of Henry Ruggs not good. Darren Waller's a stud. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a stud as well. I mean, Derek Carr, he's still underrated, but I don't really know if John Gruden is ready to take this team to the next step. So, yeah. So, that's why I think the Raiders will be at number 27. At number 26, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. And the reason why I have the Cincinnati Bengals at number 26 is because I just kind of feel like, I feel like the Bengals offense did improve. I mean, with Joe Burrow coming back, I mean, I think this team will take a little step forward. I mean, I like what they did in the draft, getting a wide receiver to improve the receiving core, getting Jamar Chase, which I believe is going to be a stud. Points are going to be coming. So I just think the Bengals, I kind of feel like that, the defense, needs a lot of help. I mean, I kind of feel like Zach Taylor could be the worst head coach. So, yeah, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's why I think the Bengals will be at number 26. At number 25, I have the Carolina Panthers. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like that the Panthers defense, did improve in free agency. I mean, I like the moves they made. And also getting J.C. Horn to draft A.J. Bouye in free agency, Morgan Fox, Daquan Jones, and Hanson Reddick. I mean, I feel like this Panthers defense did improve in free agency and improved in the draft. I mean, your receiving core improved, which they got Terrence Marshall through the draft. Dan Arnold, a solid tight end. I mean, yeah. And Christian McCaffrey still a stud. Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, yeah. But I don't really know if Sam Darnold is ready to take this team to the next step. But I don't really know if he's going to be the guy. So that's why I have the Panthers at number 25. At number 24, I have the Denver Broncos. And the reason why is that I kind of feel like that the Denver Broncos, they're extremely talented on both sides of the ball. I mean, their receiving core is good. I mean, you got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, who are both route runners and a stud. Noah Fant's a solid tight end. I mean, yeah. But I don't think their run game is that great, but I feel like the offensive line needs a little work. The defense is much improved, and also you got Patrick Surtain in the draft, and you also, so yeah. So I feel like this Broncos defense could be ready to take a step forward. But I don't really know who's going to be playing quarterback, though. But I found that Teddy B will be the starter, but I don't really know if he's going to be able to take this team to the playoffs. So, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So that's why I have the Broncos at number 24. At number 23, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the reason why is that, I just kind of feel like that Jacksonville, have some young talent they can build upon. I mean, they also have a new quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, which I think they're going to have a bit of learning curve because it's a new culture, a new quarterback. I mean, a new coach. I mean, yeah. But I just don't know if Jacksonville is ready for a playoff run. I mean, their players are very young. And so, yeah. And I just kind of feel like Jacksonville, I would say at least give them at least one or two more seasons, to like get back to the playoffs. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So just look out for Trevor Lawrence, which I think he could win Rookie of the Year. So at number 22, I got the Bears. And the reason why is that I just don't think the Bears, are that great. I mean, they were very lucky to make it into the playoffs this year, but I don't see it happening, though. And you know why? I mean, their offense stinks. I mean, they can't really score any points. But I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback. There's going to be Andy Dalton or Justin Fields, which I think he has a lot of hype. And I think he's going to have some bust factors. But you know what? I just really think that, I think the Bears' defense is good, but I don't think it's that great. But, they're really not great at stopping the run. I mean, they lost multiple players in the secondary. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears make the playoffs, but I don't really think they can pull that off again in 2021. All right, next. All right, at 21, I have the Saints. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Saints, I just don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year. I kind of feel like they will take a step back this year because they lost Drew Brees, and now they got Jameis Winston as their starter. Now, I kind of feel like that, the offensive line's still good. The defense have lost some pieces, but I feel like it's still great. But I don't really know if Jameis Winston is the guy. So, yeah. That's why I have them ranked so low. Alright, next team at 20, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Steelers will take a little step back this year. Because I just kind of feel that, the Steelers, their offensive line is still a mess. I mean, the defense, have lost some pieces. I mean, they lost Bud Dupree. They lost Mike Hilton and Steven Nelson at corner. I mean, I don't really think the Steelers' defense is going to be able to carry them in games. And also, I kind of feel like that, some of the Steelers players, are getting kind of older on defense, but I think they will regress this year. I mean, yeah, Big Ben, getting older at quarterback, getting older on defense can make their team go down. I kind of feel like this is the year Big Ben is kind of gonna fall off at some point. But the receiving core is good. We can see them having a breakout season. But the receivers, they're good, but not like special. But I really don't care if you're running back to a first rounder. Yeah. So I don't think the Steelers are going to be good enough to make the playoffs this year. Sorry, that's how I see it. At number 19, I have the Miami Dolphins. And the reason why I have the Miami Dolphins at number 19 is because I don't really know if the Dolphins is going to be ready for a playoff spot. I wouldn't be surprised if Tua had a breakout season. And I still think he's real good. I know a few people are sleeping on him. But I just kind of feel like that the Dolphins, I feel like that their receiving core is excellent. With Jalen Waddle in the draft, Will Fuller in free agency, Devontae Parker, their receiving core is good. Mike Gesicki is a solid tight end. The offensive line, it still stinks and it needs a lot of work. The defense, is okay, but not like... it's great, but I know how really good they play. Their pass defense is really good. Their front seven is okay. So, yeah, that's why I have the Dolphins. So, yeah, I don't really know if Brian Flores is ready to take this team to the next step. So, that's why I think I have the Dolphins ranked at 19. At number 18, I have the New York Giants. And the reason why is that I just don't know if the Giants is ready to take this team to the next step. I feel like Daniel Jones will take a leap this year. Their receiving core is absolutely staggering. Kenny Golladay and John Ross in free agency, and also Kadarius Toney in the draft. That created a dimension of speed. So, yeah, but the defense, it's good, but it's not, special. So, I don't really know if Daniel Jones is ready to take this team to the promised land. But I love the coaching staff. But I just kind of feel like the Giants, I just don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year. And I think they're going to have a rough schedule this year again. At number 17, I have the Washington football team. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like Washington, their defensive line is stacked. With Deron Payne, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. And then getting Jamon Davis in the draft, that's excellent. But, their secondary improved by getting William Jackson in free agency, a really good shutdown corner. The offensive line needs a lot of work, but the receiving core is really good. Getting Brown in the draft, getting Curtis Samuel in free agency, Terry McLaurin, a solid wide receiver, Logan Thomas, an underrated tight end, Antonio Gibson, a solid running back. This offense, Washington, is going to have a lot of speed on offense. I just don't know if Ryan Fitzmagic is enough, and I don't really think if he's a guy to take him to the playoffs, which I don't think he will this year. So that's why I don't really think Washington is going to win the division. But I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they did. All right, number 16, I have the Arizona Cardinals, and the reason why is that I just don't know if Cliff Kingsbury is ready to take this team to the promised land. Kyler Murray is still good. But I just don't know if he's going to be able to take it to the promise, ready to take this team to the next step. If he could take a step forward, they'll make the playoffs, though. But the offense, is the receiving core is really good. You got A.J. Green free agency, Rondell Moore in the draft. You still got one of your best receivers in DeAndre Hopkins. But the defense, is good, but not, special. That's good you added J.J. Watt, Gaines, Zayvon Collins in the draft. But the secondary, they lost pieces. Buda Bakers is a stud, but you just lost Patrick Peterson free agency. So I kind of feel like the Cardinals, I don't really know they're going to be good enough to make the playoffs, but, we'll see. Number 15, I have the Indianapolis Colts. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like that, I'm not a big believer in Carson Wentz. I don't get a care of his Frank Wright offense, but I think he'll make it easy for him. And also, the defense is still good. They're getting Quay Pay in the draft. I think that's improving the defense. And also, the offense, it's still great. With T.Y. Hill and Michael Pittman, you're great receivers. Jack Doyle and Mo Oli Cox, they're solid tight ends. I don't really know if Carson Wentz is ready to take this team to the playoffs yet, but we'll probably see. But if they protect him and he could take a step forward, then I think they'll make the playoffs. So, that's why I think the Colts will be at 15. At number 14, I have the Tennessee Titans. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel that, the Titans lost their coaching staff, which, that's kind of a bad loss. But the Titans' offense is really good. With them adding, getting Julio Jones, trading for him, now the receiving core is stacked. But you know what? Derrick Henry's like a beast. The offensive line is still good. The defense needs a little work, but I don't think it's that special. So I feel like they'll still win the division, but I kind of have the Colts behind them right now. So that's why I have the Titans at number 14. All right, number 13, I have the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like that the Cowboys will take a step forward this year because their offensive line is one of the best. They have a great receiving core, a great running back. Dalton Schultz is a solid tight end. Dak Prescott is still top 10 quarterback. But the defense, is good, but not like special. They have good players, but Micah Parsons is solid. But the secondary, is still weak. They got weak at the corner position and the safety position. They got to improve that. And also their defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, I like the addition of. And I don't really know if Mike McCarthy is ready to take this team to the playoffs yet. So that's why I have the Cowboys at 13. But I don't really know if they can win the division. But I wouldn't be surprised if they missed out in the playoffs. At number 12, I have the LA Chargers. And the reason why is that I kind of feel like the Chargers will be a playoff team because of the rise of Justin Herbert, and he's that good. And I'm sold on him, which I think he's going to be a stud. And also, their offensive line is going to be one of the best because you got Corey Linsley in free agency and getting Rashawn Slater in the draft. And also, the defense kind of needs a little work. I mean, it's not as special, but I think the offense is good. And also, I hope Derwin James, their best safety, can come back from injury. So, yeah, this team should be back in the playoffs, which I think this could be a potential dark horse because of the rise of Herbert. He's great. So, yeah, and also I like the addition of the head coaching position and Brandon Stanley, which I think he can scheme things defensively a little bit. I think they need more studs. That's what I think they do. So that's why I have the Chargers at number 12. At number 11, I have the Seattle Seahawks. And the reason why is that, Russell Wilson, he's phenomenal. Yeah, their receivers is good. They improved the tight end position, getting Joe Everett in the draft. Getting free agency. Yeah. The offensive line is still good, but the defense, it needs a lot of work. I have no trust in their pass rush. They lost KJ Wright. Yeah. Outside of, Bobby Wagner, it may not be great. But their secondary is good, but, I don't think their corner position is good, but their safety position is good, with Quadra Diggs, Jamal Adams, yeah. So that's why I have the Seahawks, at number 11. At number 10, I have the Minnesota Vikings. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Minnesota Vikings defense did improve a lot by getting Everson Griffin, getting Michael Pierce, Dalvin Tomlinson, also getting a solid number one corner in Patrick Peterson, and also getting Bashar Breeland. I feel like this Vikings defense is going to be stacked. I feel like they will take a step forward this year because of their improvement. They also traded for Chris Herndon as well after an injury to Irv Smith. But their receivers are great. It's totally great. And Kirk Cousins is still a top 10 quarterback. So, yeah, I feel like Minnesota will bounce back this year and be in the playoffs. All right, number 9, I have the New England Patriots. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Patriots defense did improve a lot. Getting Bart Moore in the draft. Getting Matt Judon and Jalen Mills in free agency. Yeah. But you know what? Their offensive line is great, and their receiving core is awesome. Getting Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne in free agency, Jacoby Myers is solid. And getting 2 tight ends free agency, getting Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, yeah. I feel like that's a huge upgrade for their offense. But the thing is that they lost Cam, and now they have Mac Jones, which I don't really know if Mac Jones is going to be ready to take this team to the playoffs, but I think he could be sometime soon. Given that they lost Cam, that's kind of like sad for the team, and I kind of feel like that's bad for the organization for them. So, yeah, that's why I think the Patrons will be at number 9. At number 8, I have the Baltimore Ravens, and the reason why is that I just kind of feel like that, Lamar Jackson, he's still a top 10 quarterback. They have a great coach. Their receiving core improved. Getting Bateman in the draft, getting Watkins in free agency. Yeah. I feel like the Ravens defense, receiving core is great. Their running backs are really good with Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. Yeah. The offensive line, it had gotten a little worse because they lost Orlando Brown. The defense improved a little bit, but I don't know if it improved enough. So I kind of feel the Ravens are going to take a little step back before they can take a step forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division, and I really wouldn't rule out the Ravens as the winner of that division of the AFC North. At number 7, I have the 49ers, and the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the 49ers are extremely talented. I mean, on both sides of the ball. I mean, the defense, I mean, is really good. I mean, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa is a stud. I mean, Jason Verrett, Jimmy Ward, they're all studs on defense. I mean, the offensive line is one of the best. I mean, improving in the draft. I mean, their receivers are really good with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. George Kittle's a stud. Raheem Morris's a stud. And also, I feel like the Niners are really talented. And I feel like that they will win a lot of games. No matter who's going to be playing quarterback, whether it's going to be Jimmy G or Trey Lance. But if this team can stay healthy, then they will be back in the playoffs. So, and also a really good offensive play caller in Kyle Shanahan. So, yeah. So, I feel like this team will be ready to be back in the playoffs. As long as they're healthy, they'll be back. Number 6, I have the LA Rams. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the LA Rams, have a new quarterback in Matthew Stafford. I mean, I like the addition that they made. I mean, their coach is really good. Sean McVay is really great. Their offense is like one of the best getting Deshaun Jackson, Tutu Atwell in the draft. I mean, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods is a stud. I mean, Tyler Higbee is one of the best tight ends. I mean, his offense is going to be very exciting. The defense will be really good. I mean, as long as they stay healthy with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, I mean, they'll be able to win a lot of games. But as long as Matthew Stafford can stay healthy, the Rams will win the division or be back in the playoffs. So, yeah. But I wouldn't be shocked if they made a Super Bowl run. At number 5, I have the Cleveland Browns. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Browns' defense did improve a lot. I mean, getting McKinley and getting Troy Hill and getting John Johnson and also getting Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, getting in free agency, I mean, that's kind of upgrade the Browns' defense in their front 7 and getting Anthony Walker and also this upgrade and also getting Newsome in the draft. I mean, that upgrades the corner position. I kind of feel like the Browns' defense could be one of the best. But Baker Mayfield could be the question, though. But the question is, could he be a top 10 guy and could he take this team to the Super Bowl? But maybe Baker can. I mean, he has the mobility to do it. I mean, you got OBJ and Jarvis Landry, who's one of the best receivers. Austin Hoover, solid tight end. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt's one of the best running backs. I mean, I feel like this team could be in the AFC Championship game once again in January, which they didn't really make it, but I think they will this time because I kind of feel like that the Browns could definitely win the Super Bowl this year because of the improvement they made on both sides of the ball. All right, number 4, but I wouldn't be shocked if they won the division. So, all right, number 4, I have the Packers. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Packers, I kind of feel like, with Aaron Rodgers coming back to Green Bay, I mean, that kind of makes, the organization feel great. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the team, I mean, this team could drop 20-something spots. But to say that Aaron Rodgers is not supported by a good team, which is absolutely baloney. And also, Green Bay is definitely a team that's very talented. They have, they improved at wide receiver, getting Randall Cobb. I mean, now the receiving core is really good for the Packers. Robert Tonyan's a solid tight end. Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs of the Heat. They're all studs. But you know what? Their offensive line, I mean, is great. I mean, their defense is really good. I mean, they have one of the best edge rushers. They have one of the best linebackers. I mean, they have one of the best corners. And, they have one of the best safeties. Could they tell you how good Green Bay is? Well, maybe. But Green Bay could definitely win the Super Bowl this year, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did. I mean, with Aaron Rodgers returning, I mean, that's great. All right, at number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why is that I just kind of feel like the Bills, are one of those teams, who has a really good offense. A very good, explosive, high-powered offense led by Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. And also, they improved their receiving core a little bit, also adding, Emmanuel Sanders in free agency. But they can improve at tight end, too. They can improve at running back. But the offensive line, I mean, it's really good. But the defense is, is really good. They also improved in the draft. So, yeah. But the offense, but the secondary, is one of the best. Because you got your Davis White, who's one of the best corners. And Levi Wallace is one of the best corners. They have one of the best safeties in Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. I mean, this could be one of the most talented team that we ever seen. And they could definitely win the Super Bowl this year. But I wouldn't be shocked if they did. So I don't really know because the Bills still have more holes than you think, but I don't really think they do. So, yeah. On number 2, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the reason why is that I think they're going to be one of the best teams, the second best team in the league, and the reason why is that, they're bringing all 32 of their starters back. I mean, trust me. Their defense is one of the best. I mean, yeah, their offense is one of the best. Tom Brady is one of the best, too. I mean, with the Bucs bringing all 32 starters back, I mean, that doesn't really mean that they're really going to repeat as the Super Bowl champs. So, yeah, the Tampa Bay is a team that's very talented. Making it to the Super Bowl and winning it, yeah. So that's why I think the Bucs will be at number 2. Because I didn't want to rank him at number 1 for some reason because people are going to be saying, oh, maybe Tampa Bay could repeat again. I don't know. At number 1, who I have as the best team is the Kansas City Chiefs. And the reason why is that, with Patrick Mahomes, being the best quarterback and, the offense being one of the best with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, yeah, I kind of feel like the offense is the best. But you know what? The offensive line, did improve with Joe Tooney. Getting Creed Humphrey in the draft. Trading for Orlando Brown. That tells you how good the Chiefs' offensive line is. But the defense, they have some good players, though, but I don't really think the defense is special. I think they need more studs. Yeah. But I kind of feel like the Chiefs could definitely win the Super Bowl like they did. But I don't know if they can. We can probably see. Well, alright, guys. That's all my power rankings for 2021. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section below to see who you have one of the best teams in the NFL. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? It's up to you what you think. Well, it's Emmanuel Jones from The Big Fan. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys later. Peace.